President Trump is already getting super high marks from the American public on how he's handling his second term as president of the United States. Look at this. A brand new poll from CBS was just released, and it says that American voters approve of President Trump's handling of his transition team 59% to 41%. That's an A+ in anyone's grade book. But not only that, the media is trying to minimize President Trump's mandate from the American people and make it seem like he didn't win the decisive victory that he did. Caroline Leavitt, the brand new press secretary, she wrote, "Fake news narrative alert. Here are the ridiculous headlines from Politico and New York Times this morning. The fake news is trying to minimize President Trump's massive and historic victory to try to delegitimize his mandate before he even takes the oath of office again." Politico wrote, "Calling Trump's win resounding isn't just wrong, it's risky." The New York Times wrote, "The landslide that wasn't. Trump and allies pump up his narrow victory." Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I seem to remember Donald Trump pummeling Kamala Harris in the general election with 312 electoral votes to her 226. And this was the largest electoral vote win of President Trump's career, and it's the largest electoral win for any Republican in decades. Not only that, President Trump won the popular vote, something that a Republican hasn't done again in a very, very long time. And he won it by several million, 76,838,984 to 74,327,659. Kamala Harris lost by over 2 million votes, which consequently is the same number of views this video is going to get if you like, subscribe, set notifications, and share. That seems to me like he's a pretty popular president, especially when you remember that Republicans typically don't win the popular vote thanks to the massive amount of Democrats in California and New York. It is clear to everybody that's been paying attention that President Trump does have a mandate. And we're not talking about a Pete Buttigieg and his husband Chasten on a Friday night mandate. No, we're talking about a mandate to make America great again, to undo the policies of the last 4 years. And in fact, several of Donald Trump's surrogates and friends and allies in the Senate, in the House of Representatives, and some of his newly appointed cabinet picks in administrative positions went on the morning news to discuss exactly what kind of a mandate President Trump has and to beat back these false narratives from the left-wing fake news media like the New York Times, like Politico, like others who are trying to say, well, President Trump beat Kamala Harris, but he didn't beat her as badly as you say, so it's dangerous to say that he's got a mandate. Rest assured, President Trump received a mandate like few presidents ever have, and there are 5 reasons why Americans are giving him an A+. Number 1,
I'll just tell you from my approach, President Trump has a mandate to execute these policies that he has outlined and to continue the great policies he had in his first term.
His policies. That's National Security Advisor to be Mike Waltz, and current congressman from Florida, saying it's the policies, stupid. Donald Trump went out there and he campaigned, and he went to rallies, and he went on television, and he did debates, and he went on the Joe Rogan podcast, and he did a live stream with Aiden Ross, and he told everybody his policies. His policies are to shut down the border, begin the largest, the most massive deportation effort in American history. Oh, and also drill, baby, drill. We want to stop the endless wars. We want to negotiate peace with Ukraine and Russia. We want to make sure that Israel is safe and secure from Hamas. We want to destroy terrorists. These are all policies that Americans can get behind. If you've got Venezuelan gangs in Aurora, Colorado taking over apartment complexes, Donald Trump says that's bad. My policy will be to make sure that that doesn't happen. And because of those policies, the American people went out in massive numbers and they voted for President Trump and said, okay, we heard what you said. We liked what you said. Now we're going to put you in office so you can do exactly what you said. Number 2.
The American people gave President Trump a mandate because they want to change the way government has been working. Government has been working for a party, not for the people. And President Trump is putting people there that's going to make changes. And unfortunately, the establishment is trying to hold that back and trying to find every little piece of detail they can to say that this person is disqualified.
Yeah, they don't like the current president, so they want Donald Trump to be the new president. They don't like what Joe Biden's been doing. They don't like how expensive their gas is. They don't like the invasion at the border. They don't like that everything costs more, that inflation is through the roof, that there aren't enough jobs. And if you do get a job, you can't afford to buy a house, especially if you're right out of college. They don't like any of that. They don't like the way the rest of the world looks at us as weak and ineffective, so they can just trounce all over their neighbors and take back territory that they long lost. That is not the kind of America that our forefathers envisioned. It's not the kind of America we used to live in, and it's not the kind of America the voters wanted to live in the future. So, because they looked at the current president, they said, nah, we would like President Trump to be the president. That's why they gave him the, say it with me, mandate. Number 3.
I think President Trump deserves the ability, with the mandate that he got for the American people, to put people in positions who are going to do reform. There's some things we can do in Congress, oversight and legislation, but you really need reformers at the head of these different agencies. And I think you're seeing that as a common theme. I'm sure we'll talk about more of them, but there really is a lot of reform that needs to happen in the administrative state. And he's talked about it a lot on the campaign trail. And like I said, he's delivering on that.
It's the people. It's the people he's putting in place, the reformers. President Trump made no bones about it. He went out on the campaign trail and he brought the people with him. And he said, look around, you guys. These people I'm surrounding myself with on the campaign trail, these are the people that are going to help me make America great again. People like Vivek Ramaswamy and Elon Musk, who campaigned with him for months, stood on stage with him, went to rallies with him. And they are now using their power and their abilities to cut government waste as co-chairs of Doge. He looked at Robert F. Kennedy Jr., who he campaigned with on stage and welcomed aboard, and who was a surrogate for him on the campaign trail. And he said Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is going to be put in charge of health and human services so we can make America healthy again. There were other people like Tulsi Gabbard, J.D. Vance. These are all the power people in place that he told us all about beforehand. So when the American people went and voted and gave President Trump that mandate, it wasn't just him. It was all the president's men, because he made certain we knew who was going to be on Team Trump to make the country work the way it should. And that's a pretty solid group of players, especially when you think about the alternative, which was, well, Kamala Harris and Tim Walz. Oh, and also Beyonce. Number 4.
Well, one, I'd say this, John. He's got tremendous energy. He's feeling great. The mandate that came from the American public is overwhelming, and he's absorbed that, I think, in a very positive way. He knows that the American public has voted to see change, radical change in Washington, and I think that's what he's ready to deliver. It's our job in the legislative branch to work alongside with them, arm in arm, and I look forward to doing that.
He's got energy. He's got positivity. He's ready to go. This guy wakes up every morning and says, okay, the American people have put me in charge. And he passionately is looking forward to the day he can walk back into the White House, start signing executive orders, start working with Congress and his cohorts on the Hill, and making sure that every single policy position he promised Americans on the campaign trail will become an actual bill, an actual law. It will become the way that America runs once again. And President Trump has passion for this like very few people ever have. Not only that, but he was able to prove his passion and perform passionately and convince people that he does have the energy and the know-how and the desire to do the things that need to be done to make America great again. And number 5.
Oh, look, I don't want to speak for the Senate's calendar, but there's no reason all this should not be done by the end of February, early March. The president has a political mandate. He overwhelmingly won this election. He swept the battleground states. He shifted every state in the country, except for Washington, more to the right. He has a mandate. Republican senators know this. I know Senator Thune, as well as all of my colleagues across the aisle, are well aware. And if you look at these cabinet choices, they have one mission in mind, and that is to enact the agenda of Donald J. Trump that the American people voted for overwhelmingly.
The American people hate the current president. They love Donald Trump's policies. They love the people he surrounded himself with. They love his passion. And that's why they gave him a political mandate.
Mandate.
Not this kind of mandate. If you enjoyed this video, do both of us a favor. Make sure you like, subscribe, and set those notifications, because we bring you brand new live content every Monday through Friday, noon Eastern and 11 Central. Plus, we're always producing great videos like this one, video shorts, and all kinds of other great stuff. You never know when we're going to pop up. Actually, you will if you like, subscribe, and set those notifications.